like the jacked up TV from your mom's basement.
Well, if you haven't picked up your tickets yet for the Virtual Outdoor Expo, you're going to want to, because we are about to give away a door prize for early birds. We're going to draw a ticket on February 15th at the Maryland Arsenal grand opening. You could win a 7-night getaway. The early bird door prize winner will be selected on 2/15, so get your tickets today. You're automatically entered to win this and tons of other awesome prizes when you purchase your ticket for the Medina Media Virtual Outdoor Expo. Plus, the ticket sales go toward raising money for Battle 22 and the Dark Horse Project. And live entertainment, hello! The event is right around the corner, kicking off March 4th, streaming live each day until the 7th and active for you to revisit for another 30 days, with musical performances by Shane Gamble, the Amish Outlaws, and country star Tyler Farr. So get your tickets today and be entered to win this door prize and tons more. So make sure that you check out our Facebook event page and stay tuned for more details.
The Podcast Pit, brought to you by Medina Media.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Saturday morning. You know what that means. It is time to talk some wrestling. This is the Podcast Pit. I am your host, former professional wrestler, promoter of Voltage Wrestling, jack of all trades, master of what? I do not know, Mike Ratick. I am also very hungover today.
Oh, man, it's going to be a good one.
But guess what? My broadcast partner, Rennis the Menace Carbaugh, is going to pick up the slack and do a valiant effort this morning.
Well, what's
I'm
new?
Sure of it.
Hi-oh.
I'm sure of it. Before we get started, we want to let you know that this broadcast is sponsored by the good people at Liquor Locker. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like small craft and you don't want to travel to the brewery, go to Liquor Locker. They have plenty of it.
Yeah, you can get damn near anything there.
Like
I said, man.
Literally.
Yeah, they've got great prices. They've got incredible variety. If you can't find it there, you're not going to find it.
Exactly. And you know what else you can do? You can purchase online.
Yeah, they have. I noticed that you can purchase online for pickup.
Curbside pickup for all you people afraid to go indoors anywhere right now. There's a lot of you out there.
Yeah.
You know, Liquor Locker.
Liquor Locker has you covered. For you indoor alcoholics. No, for any, I get it.
Yeah, for those of you who are scared of the Rona but not scared of booze.
I mean.
Liquor Locker, guys.
Liquor Locker, there's your new slogan.
I'm sorry.
Big Daddy C saying the sound is low,
the sound
Jay.
is low. It might be my microphone. There we go. How about that?
Hopefully that helps. Thanks, Dad.
All right. And we are also sponsored by the good people at DisplayJ.com. Ladies and gentlemen, conventions and big events are coming back this year. You want to be prepared. You want to look like you got all the answers. You need to go to DisplayJ.com. You can get we've got a display behind us right now. It's a 7-foot-tall display when set up normally. But here is the wonderful display for the podcast pit. As you can see right here behind us, DisplayJ.com made this for us. We've had wrestling promoters all week hitting us up about getting signs for the upcoming return of professional wrestling. Man. It's happening. It's happening soon.
I think with big news coming out this week that, believe him or not, Dr. Anthony Fauci, whether you like him or not, we're not going to get into that. He's saying that the vaccine is going to be kind of free open season on the vaccine come April. We'll have the supply lines and everything will have picked up. We'll have getting through the tier. So that was good news.
The vaccine is here.
Yeah, man. So the live events are going to be coming back. There are rumblings of live events. Small at first, but just like the kind of the theater community. The big shows aren't going to open up as fast. It is the indies. Yes. It is the small house shows that will open up. So please support your indies.
Speaking of indies, I can tell you this right now. Like I saw the WrestleCons coming back for WrestleMania weekend.
Really?
That's huge news.
Yeah, that's big.
That's huge news. WrestleCon's coming back.
I mean, it helps it's in Florida.
We've got our friends. We've got local, not really local, but down in Southern Maryland, the Capital Vices. They were back this year. They run a promotion called Crab Wrestling. I know Crab Wrestling is taking part in WrestleMania weekend.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. A great group of talent down there from the guys Jason and Money Green, training just a great crop of talent down in Southern Maryland and the Virginia area. And they're going to be running WrestleMania weekend, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yep.
Leading the pack, starting shit back up.
Yep. So let's get into some news, Mike. What do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about this this little golden nugget that you dropped on me right before we got on the show.
Oh, yeah. Big news.
Yeah, we'll start off with the Fed.
So last night, there was a report coming out of last night's SmackDown after the show had went off the air that the morale backstage was extremely low, and it seemed like everyone was pissed off. Well, that is because before the show, everyone was informed that this is just ridiculous. That there will be a freeze placed on all promotions and raises.
What? You mean to tell me? You mean to tell me right now that they had the biggest quarter in company history?
Yeah.
Company history.
Yep.
And no one's getting a raise?
Correct. Especially, this is also coming off the back of this huge $1 billion NBC Universal deal. But I think the thing that really kind of gets people's goat is, there's a couple things. There's the fact that these performance reviews were supposed to be happening very soon, and a lot of people were counting on these raises, with a profitable year, a profitable quarter, even amongst a pandemic. But the other thing is that a lot of the higher ups, Vince, Stephanie, all of the corporate, all received large bonuses, large stock shares from all these deals that they've made over the past year, and but everyone else who's below that pay grade is getting nothing.
Imagine, if you will. Let me take you. Let's story time. Imagine, if you will, working a whole year through a global freaking pandemic.
That's the other thing. Yeah, there was a lot.
Expecting, hey, these guys are going to take care of me. Hey, I'm not getting my house shows bonuses, but it's going to get taken care of down the line. Hey, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And then all of a sudden, Vince McMahon's like, nope, you're not getting any money.
Yeah, it's wild. It is, and if he's watching, Big Trouble Ben Bishop posted something on Twitter the other week, try to be more positive. Everyone just needs to be more positive about wrestling. Stop complaining about the WWE. And that he's right. And I took that to heart. I have been trying to be more positive towards the WWE product. And then they do something like this bullshit.
Yeah. There's, I'll say this right now. There's absolutely, and we're just going to, battery's low. We're just going to.
We don't need that.
Yeah, we're just going to shut that down. This is the thing, guys. It's hard to be positive about a company that continues to make news by being shitty to their employees. Excuse my language. But when you're shitty to your employees, chances are, your television product's already the shits. Sorry, let's just, no bones about it. Everybody knows it. I know it. You know it.
Yep.
Mike Fox in the chat knows it. Brian Carball knows it. Tim Parks, I don't know if he's watching, but I'm sure he knows it too. WWE product right now is the shits.
Right.
And there's no turning it around.
No,
not in the current environment. And I'm sorry, but when you're not entertaining people and then you're treating people like crap,
right.
It's just, I don't know what to say anymore.
Yeah. So speaking of bad product and stuff, that kind of rolls into this week's Raw. Raw, I believe I don't remember the number, but I think it was 1.75 million.
Okay.
Down slightly from last week. Yeah. Not good that it's continuing to drop. But the hope is, like I theorized last week, that we talked about last week with this NBC Universal deal, that they're going to get more viewers out of that. Now, coming out of that is that the number was reported that it was like 33 million subscriptions.
All right.
That number just is not true. It is actually closer to about 11 million.
11 million subscriptions.
Yeah.
So that's what's going over in the NBC deal?
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually closer to
I mean, 11 million. That's still a lot of subscriptions.
Oh yeah, it's still a lot of subscriptions, but it is not. It's 33 and a third of what it was.
They're doing that Steiner math. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
exactly.
They're doing that Steiner. It's. I mean,
we're gonna get to that, Dad. Don't you worry.
It's the best kind of math.
Oh yeah,
it's the best kind of math unless you're actually doing real business.
Right. The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for WWE right now.
Yep. Disaster and sacrifice.
But so this all comes out after Triple H had like a media call. I think it was Thursday, and he talked about that. He talked about their current relationship with Bad Bunny, the stuff with the Velveteen Dream, the stuff with
Yeah, the hell you say?
Well, the Velveteen Dream stuff. Someone asked on the media call, like, what's going on with him? He's like, we've discussed it before. He's still training. He's at the Performance Center. Enough said. Next question. So here's the funny thing. I was looking for a T-shirt to wear this week, and I saw that I have a Velveteen Dream T-shirt.
Yeah.
I bought it way before all this stuff came out, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this is just going to stay in the closet for a little while. Maybe this just needs to. And it sucks because it's a comfortable shirt. It is a comfortable shirt.
It's a comfortable.
Yeah. So
I met that guy before he even started training.
I remember, Dad. I know my dad's in the chat. Big Daddy C's in the chat. He's watching. We saw him and Leo Rush at I believe it's an NWL show down in at the Armory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, yeah, I met him. This is end of 2014. A Monday Night Raw. He was in the crowd with a promoter. He's in the crowd with a promoter. Promoter by the name of Tyler Steele. We could do a whole show on that guy.
Oh boy.
Me. Yeah. One of these days. One of these days, folks. We will. Trust me.
Boy.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting for that one.
And now you have your platform.
I have my platform. I've been waiting to do it. Just we'll get. I'm not. No.
Not today.
Yeah.
Not today.
But long story short, yeah.
Too late.
I know. It's too late. I met him outside of Raw.
Gotcha.
He's nice. He's nice then. I don't know what happened, but
right. No, yeah. It's unfortunate because the kid's talented.
Yeah,
he's got a great gimmick. I love the Velveteen Dream gimmick.
I mean, it's sort of like we've seen it happen before with other talents here in the area where you get accusations and stuff thrown at you and.
This is the podcast pit, brought to you by Ben Media.
I hope they're not true. I hope they're not true.
Right.
I really do.
I do too.
Kid's talented, and he's a nice kid.
Yeah.
I hope he gets through it.
Yeah, he had he was on one of those one of the seasons of Tough Enough when they brought it back. I remember. Mm-hmm. And he was one of the people who ended up getting. He didn't win, but he did end up getting signed. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But, we were talking about Raw. Speaking of Raw, a couple things happened this week we'll get through. Drew McIntyre is going to be in an Elimination Chamber match, defending his title against 5 other people. Don't remember those 5. I do actually remember a couple. It's Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy. It's I don't remember who else, but what I do remember is I read a kind of an op-ed this week about how it's all these older guys, these people who've been with the company. Oh my God, Michael, that have been with the company for years and years and years. I read an op-ed this week about how WWE right now has a problem with bringing in and pushing young talent.
They've always had a problem with it.
It's become more. It's like they're getting to the talent too late. Like you look at Karrion Kross, Keith Lee. These guys are in their late 30s.
Okay.
They don't have, in theory, a ton of time left.
I'll say this. Like in the mid-90s, like you didn't see guys get into the main event until their late 30s.
Sure.
Shawn Michaels, prime example. He did not main event his first WrestleMania. I think he was like 35 when he got to his first WrestleMania. He was in his early 30s. It was between 32 and 35, which is old for an athlete.
But yeah, he didn't get to his first WrestleMania, but they were pushing him. They were building him up.
Yeah.
I know we all love Randy Orton.
Yeah, we do. Best in the world.
I'm not going to say that, but I am getting some Orton fatigue.
Yeah,
I am.
rightfully so.
You know, it's not that he's not good, and not that he doesn't bring everything and make stories interesting, and he can make, you know, a diamond out of coal when he's given, you know, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Randy Orton. I love that Edge is back.
Yeah,
but
I honestly think that Randy Orton should have gone to AEW when he had the chance.
Yes, I agree.
I think, not that he wasn't worth money to WWE. I just think it would have.
He's done everything. What else is he going to do?
He's beaten everybody. You're going back and beating people twice, 3 times,
right?
And, like programs like over and over. It's just.
I love that Edge is going to be a part of WrestleMania.
Yeah. Same here. I'm so
I mean,
happy.
what year is it?
I'm so happy to see him back. And
right.
another shot of his career. Same with Christian. Like
I'm more excited for Christian than Edge.
I popped like crazy for Christian.
Right. I'm more excited for Christian than for Edge. But it's one of these things, you know, it's like I watch NXT because it's new talent.
Yeah.
They're interesting guys. Like
it's a bunch of fresh faces
that
you want to familiarize yourself
with. And they're not all packaged into the same style.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I have an issue with on the main rosters is they all wrestle very similar styles now.
Yeah. You could tell when somebody goes up to the main roster because it's like literally everything changes about them.
Right. Yeah. You know, and people give, you know, there's botches all the time on all these other shows. Yeah, because they're usually working 2 different styles and they're blending those 2 styles.
There's not like I don't understand why people make a big deal about botches. Like
it happens.
This is a hard line of work.
The only reason we don't see them on WWE as much is because they've over the decades have figured out how to hide them.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing. This is a hard line of work. People mess up.
Right.
But I'll give you a good example. Your cab driver could make the wrong turn one day.
Right.
It happens. He messed up. Like it's the same. It is just another line of work. People mess up in that line of work, and I don't get it. I don't get why people make a big deal about botches.
Right.
It happens.
Botchamania every couple weeks, man. If you don't watch it,
yeah.
Oh, it is awesome.
And I'm sorry, just for that reason alone is why we should love botches.
Exactly. So the big news coming out of WWE Raw this week, nothing else really matters except this week it was Nia Jax versus Lana in a table match. Okay, finally we get a table match with Lana's laying on the apron, the hardest part of the ring, you know, right on the outside.
It entertained us all as a whole.
Yeah, and then Nia Jax goes up for a leg drop. Lana moves. She falls right on her butt, and she's screaming, and she throws the table. She yells, "My butt!" And then she comes up with the gem. She's working her ass off, no pun intended. And she just yells, "My hole!" I could not believe what I just heard. I might have watched that clip 15 times.
Why did I miss this? I was working. That's why I missed this. God.
And now on WWE's official YouTube, it is edited out.
Really?
But you can find it. Yeah, it is. She's
my hole.
She is just trying to work. I understand that.
Poor girl's just trying to work,
but you couldn't have said anything else. You couldn't, and it's like it's the loudest thing. If there was an audience there and like it might have gotten drowned out. But there's not.
Nope. Not one person.
And so, you know, this poor Lana finally gets this win over Nia Jax. Finally gets this win. And no one is going to care or remember because of my hole. Like, Jim Cornette, who I listen to, I'm a Cult of Cornette member. I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but damn it, is he entertaining? He said this week
he's wrong a lot, but he's entertaining.
He laid into Nia Jax this week, and he said everything I said, but he put it in a way that I couldn't have. And she moves in his words, she moves slower than Ox Baker. And I told you that.
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that comment.
And, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
If her mobility in the ring is what keeps her back. If she could be a bit faster, that would be it. If her mobility was better, I think things would. And then he also talked about the whole, the botches over and over and over. And when Jim Cornette and Brian Last start to talk about it, it's becoming a problem. Because, it's bad.
She got the mobility of a VW Beetle in a snowstorm.
God, I'm sorry. But that was Monday Night Raw. Moving on.
We're moving on to AEW.
Yeah, you watched this. You actually watched some wrestling this week.
I took notes. It's a new day in here.
Well, he's hungover, so, they balance each other out a little bit.
It balances us out. I had to, we get the yin and the yang in here today. But great opener on AEW this week with Darby Allin and Joey Janela.
Good opener, but I just
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, that was a great wrestling match.
Yeah, which is surprising coming from.
I'll say this: a little too many false finishes from the worker.
Yeah,
but still a great wrestling match. Especially you're working with Joey Janela in there. You know how we all feel about that.
Yeah, but, I think that was my. I went into the match. I wasn't looking forward to it. I was looking because it's Joey Janela. The dude does not.
Like I get the.
He doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, the gimmick is just like I'll say this: the wrestling was great this week,
right?
But I'm still like
the bad boy Joey Janela doesn't work anymore. It's not working.
Yeah, it's an indie gimmick. He needs to find something else,
right? Because he doesn't look. The dude's not much taller than me.
Well, yeah.
I'd wager to say I might be in as good shape as him. Bro. At least from look. Now, I could be wrong, but
you're in
the
better
dude,
shape than Taz.
Well, yeah. But, oh, man, Taz on commentary, though, on AEW Dark. If you're not watching Dark, you need to just for Taz's commentary, because he does not give a damn.
Nope.
It's
not one.
It's so
he left
funny.
all his dams at home.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man, it is funny stuff.
I'm going to go to our next thing here with the Inner Circle. Sammy Guevara this week. The story is progressing. Turn babyface, as the Sheiky would say. So Sammy Guevara turns babyface. Kind of one-ups MJF, leads the Inner Circle.
Yep.
MJF tried to do the old recording. And didn't work out. He got punched in the stomach. And apparently broke his ribs.
Yeah. Yes. I love this Inner Circle storyline. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for it to implode for a while now. And once MJF started coming in, I knew this is what was going to be. And I think we're going to see a swerve from MJF that this was his plan all along.
Yeah.
I think, I
wonder what the next move is.
I
really
think one at a time the Inner Circle is going to leave, where it's just MJF and Chris Jericho, and everything's going great, and he pulls a double cross on Jericho, and just kicks the ever living out of him. What would be even better, I think, is if the Inner Circle reformed with MJF at the top, maybe. You know what I mean? After it's been a ploy from the beginning,
from the get-go. Yeah. No, I could totally see that happening. The very, very slow progressing storyline.
Yeah,
I love it.
Well, that's what AEW does, man.
Yeah, this is one of the better formatted storylines in wrestling right now. I must say.
Speaking of AEW Dark, Renee Michelle is going to be on next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In other news, I'm sorry.
Listen, man, that's a big deal, because she's signed with Impact, so
yeah,
we're seeing this we're seeing all the companies go all in on this, no pun intended, on this working relationship.
Yeah, you're seeing what should happen in professional wrestling, and I love that the second, third, fourth largest companies in the world right now.
Right.
I mean, obviously WWE's number one. I mean, there's no denying that at this point. But it's great to see all of these other companies coming together, building working relationships, sharing talent, getting the boys and girls in the professional wrestling industry more places to work, more money to be made. It's great for everyone involved. I love it.
Yeah.
Also AEW this week, tension with the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers.
Yep.
We're starting to see that get built. I don't know if I don't remember if they did anything with Don Callis and them this week. I don't think so. I think it was just the Good Brothers stuff. But you start seeing
the cracks.
You're starting to see the cracks. Like, a Good Brothers and Young Bucks match is coming for. Looks like all of the belts at this point.
Yeah.
I really, really wish we would have got that Motor City Machine Guns match, but it looks like Ali Shelley is gone for the foreseeable future, so we will not get that. However,
what happened?
So Alex Shelley's he's a physical therapist. He's a physical therapist, and he just his work schedule as a physical therapist doesn't work with his wrestling schedule because he has to socially distance and quarantine and nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
This might it could make for a really big comeback.
Well, yeah,
for him coming back in, it could make for a really big comeback for him and a big pop when he does come back.
Absolutely. Along with the tension with the Young Bucks, we had Darby Allin. He got jumped by Team Taz later on in the show after that great opener that he had. Got dragged in a body bag.
Darby
got dragged in a body bag.
Well,
they tied him to a car, put him in a body bag, and dragged him.
If there's anyone that's going to be in a body bag, it's Darby Allin. I've seen him do so. There was a spot he did a couple months ago where he did the coffin drop. He got dropped in a body bag with tacks. That is not the first time he's done that. I've seen that at an Evolve show, and he did it. If you've watched, Vice did another TV series. It was about the Indies. I think it was called The Indies, and it was about independent wrestling. And they showed Darby Allin doing that exact spot. So people are like, "Oh my gosh, that is dangerous." He's done it before.
Yeah,
dude's done it before.
No, it's still a sight to be seen if, especially if you're like a casual wrestling fan and see that you're like, holy crap, the guy got dragged in a body bag.
Yeah.
We got Matt Hardy trying to sign Adam Page to a contract with his management company,
and
for
Adam
a nominal
Page
fee of
played
30%.
him.
Yeah, played him like a fiddle, one upped him. And speaking of one up, if you don't want to get one up by Bad IT, you should contact the good folks at One Up IT Consulting. They provide you technical support, system security, and peace of mind. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to do the job the bad IT. Contact the good folks at One Up IT Consulting, www.oneupitconsulting.com, or call them by phone at 301-799-3553.
What a segue.
That was subtle as all.
Oh, what a segue.
Back to Matt Hardy, though. He tries to sign Adam Page. Adam Page switches the contract. Matt Hardy does not know what he just signed.
Yep.
Adam Page goes back to drinking his booze like I did yesterday evening. And,
into this morning?
Not into this morning. It was just
2:00 in the morning is this morning. I just want to point that out.
No, that's still yesterday.
Oh, my God.
That's still yesterday. I've already woken up and gone back to sleep since then. We'll debate this.
Anyway.
We'll debate this at a later moment.
Anyway.
Guys, we're getting through this one. I promise you.
Yeah. So, speaking of AEW, once again, big winner. NXT did not pull great ratings, 535,000. Not great. I believe that's lower than last week.
Yeah.
Actually, let me check my notes. Pretty sure it's in here from last
week. Oh, yeah. It's last week was 610,000 people. So, yeah, it's lower.
I mean, AEW went down a little bit, but, we also have to contend with there's some big news stories going on and stuff this week. I'm not going to get into it on this channel.
Oh, yeah, with the...
Yep, just shut.
Yeah, I know. No politics.
Yeah.
No politics. Thank God.
Yeah, right.
This is the one show. There will be zero politics on this show. Unless you're talking about backstage politics.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about that all day.
But NXT set up for NXT Vengeance. I believe is that tonight?
Mike Fox in the chat here.
Can't get over the Rocket City Trash Man.
Yes. I just found out this weekend, not to seg off the wrestling talk, but I just found out there is a baseball team called the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. It's... Whoever is the marketing person behind that should be in the space program. It's that good. Sorry. But, okay, back to AEW. We had Layla Hirsch versus Thunder Rosa. Great freaking matchup.
Who won that one?
Thunder Rosa.
Did she? Good.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa won that one. But
yeah.
Yeah, Layla Hirsch.
I didn't get to see all
I'm a big mark for Layla Hirsch in the ring. Mm-hmm. Like, she is you don't expect what you see out of her. She's
right.
You can tell she's got a great amateur background.
Thunder Rosa is one of my favorite wrestlers right now. I love Thunder Rosa. Man, If anyone has any connections, I would love to have an interview with her. I think she is just so interesting with what she does in wrestling. She just started Mission Pro Wrestling. She's, NWA.
WDWA almost brought her in last year before the pandemic.
Really?
Yeah, they almost brought her in. I know, like, Steve Nett's up there. I don't know if you probably haven't met him, but Steve Netz, he's like the camera guy up there, and he was like really pushing for it.
Right. She's incredibly talented. She's charismatic. She's great in the ring. I mean, she is one of the best wrestlers in the world right now.
Absolutely. Also, AEW, the FTR Jurassic Express matchup. It's going to happen, I want to say, next week.
Uh-huh.
So we've got next week, FTR is facing the Sydal brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the debut of Mike Sydal.
Okay.
Along with the side of his brother Matt, a.k.a. Evan Bourne.
I was about to say.
Yeah, on AEW. That's going to be a good matchup. I actually, this is 2013, booked Mike Sydal on one of the Fight Pro Wrestling shows.
Interesting.
Great talent.
Yeah, that's going to be should be a great match.
Oh, it's going to be a great match. They were this week though, you had FTR. FTR jumped Jungle Boy, beat up Marco Stunt. So this week they were trying to do an interview to kind of get over Jungle Boy's grit.
Speaking of people who I don't buy in the ring.
Who?
Marco Stunt.
No, I'm sorry, I don't either.
The kid, I mean, he's like what, 23 or something, 24. Yeah. Every time he gets in the ring, I make the joke, what's that little boy doing in the ring? I mean, he honest to God looks like he's 14.
Taking dumps bigger than him.
I mean,
sorry.
I don't buy him in the ring. He moves well, but he's tiny.
Mm-hmm.
He is just tiny.
Dude, what was it, a couple of months back when everybody was complaining about it, like Chris Jericho was like, oh, Rey Mysterio is tiny. Yeah, Rey Mysterio is also insanely talented.
Right. Rey Mysterio is also...
If that kid moved around like Rey Mysterio...
Well, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
There would be no conversation like that whatsoever.
Right, but he is one of the few people I just don't buy in the ring.
No. Sorry.
I got... when he... One of my favorite moments was when he fought Lance Archer a couple months ago, and Lance Archer just demolished him because Lance is probably twice his height and about 4 times his size.
He goes up to
Lance
about Lance's
is scary.
knee. Yeah, he probably gets up to about Lance's kneecap. Yeah. Lance is a big dude. He's a big dude. Like he's scary big.
Yeah,
probably almost 7 foot. He's probably almost Ben Bishop sized.
Easily.
6'12", and Marco Stunt. Marco Stunt. Let's just say he's vertically challenged.
I mean, I'm not that tall, but
yeah, but you're taller than Marco Stunt.
That's true.
And that's what you can hang your hat on at the end of the day.
Yeah, Jim Cornette's least favorite wrestler. Yeah, which one, Joey Janela or Marco Stunt? He talks mad crap on both of them.
Really? He even more than the Young Bucks?
I
know Jim Cornette hates the Young.
Yeah, he does. He hates the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't had a heart attack talking about the Young Bucks. Like he's all about hating the Young Bucks, but
the big main event this week,
Kenta makes his debut.
Yep, Kenta and Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley and Lance Archer. Great match.
Do you see Lance Archer turning heel on Moxley? I feel like it's
history.
coming.
So for those of you who don't know, there is history there. Lance Archer was one of the last people to challenge before the pandemic kicked in March. He was one of the last people to challenge Jon Moxley for the United States, the IWGP United States Championship in I believe it was a Texas bull rope match, or like
there you go.
And it was a pretty brutal match, which Moxley did win. So there is some history there. I think that there could be a heel turn there.
There could be.
I mean, and those of you who want, who have that hardcore wrestling itch, stay tuned because I think we're going to get it.
Yeah, speaking of heel turns this week, what is up with the internet wrestling community turning heel on Tommy Dreamer for getting a title shot at 50? I want to know.
I have no idea.
Yeah. I saw this. I saw this pop up in the news where people were
yet they're ecstatic for Edge.
Yeah. It's the same story.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer, the most selfless and giving person in professional wrestling, and you all want to give him shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of double stand. It's because he's not a WWE guy. There's your answer.
I don't even think it's that. I've never seen a scenario where Tommy Dreamer got so much shit.
Yeah, I don't
I'm sorry. The story's great. Rich Swann gifts Tommy Dreamer a title shot at age 50. Tommy Dreamer, the most giving, selfless, professional human being you could possibly meet in the professional wrestling industry.
Yeah,
it's a good story.
I'm telling you, it's because
he's probably not going to win. But you know what? You know what? If he did, I would pop like it was Hogan and Andre 85 or 87. I'm sorry.
It's the fact that it's not WWE. WWE's doing the same thing with Edge. Yeah. I mean, and yet everyone's like, "Oh, good for Edge, hooray!" It's the same damn thing.
Yeah, it's like people forgot about what Tommy Dreamer's all about.
Right.
I'm sorry.
He's hardcore.
Oh, he's hardcore, and he's he has a reputation that just precedes him as just being incredibly giving to the professional wrestling industry. I don't know how anybody can have a bad thing to say about Tommy Dreamer. I really don't. And in any capacity whatsoever, I just don't understand it. He's like Owen Hart for me. I just don't understand how somebody could say something bad about the guy.
Right. Yeah,
incredibly talented individual.
Yeah, you know what? Good luck to Tommy Dreamer tonight. That's tonight. That's Impact.
Absolutely.
You know, against Rich Swann for the Grand Championship. Good for Tommy Dreamer. You know, he just turned 50. I think Tuesday. I think was his birthday. Tuesday or Wednesday, was his 50th birthday. And you know what? Good for him.
Absolutely.
It's going to be great.
Great for him. Great for him. All right. So that's my AEW review here.
Yeah.
And that was my Impact news this week, the Tommy Dreamer thing. I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, you know, let's see. Oh, Cameron Grimes on NXT came back.
There you go.
I didn't like Cameron Grimes at first.
Okay.
But the guy has started to rub off on me. He is funny. He came back this week having found newfound wealth because he invested in GameStop, AMC, and cryptocurrency. But he still is like that country, to the moon, baby.
That's wonderful.
It's awesome.
I was waiting for the GameStop. I was waiting for the GameStop gimmick to come. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I like Cameron Grimes. Karrion Kross once again. Man, that dude is money. He's a big dude. He's a scary dude. You know, we were talking. We were talking this week. I was talking to someone else, and I was listening to Busted Open Radio on Sirius XM 151, I think it is, and they were talking about NXT, talking about Gargano, Ciampa, Adam Cole. You know, these guys who are down on NXT, and you know, will they ever be brought up? You know, I don't know if they need to be.
No, they don't.
You know, and they're trying, and WWE, the main roster is trying to get Karrion Kross.
Why would you wait? Why would you bring somebody up to the main roster when you just know they're going to get misused?
Well, and you say that, and the interesting news is coming out. Rhea Ripley, who I love, Rhea Ripley, has been called up to the main roster. She is incredibly talented, but they apparently they have no plan for her.
Then why bring her up?
Exactly. Yeah. No.
Maybe, just maybe, keep her in a place where you can use her and finish the story, and not treat it like. I mean, at this point, you have NXT on Wednesday night for a reason, because you're trying to battle another promotion, so it's not a developmental anymore.
Yep. Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't think it's ever going to win. No. They put Edge on there 2 weeks ago, and it didn't help.
I'll say this, barring them bringing Steve Austin back to wrestling match on NXT, I don't think.
No.
I just don't see a scenario where they do win.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
No. It's unfortunate. They have this habit of calling these people up and either not knowing what to do with them, or they ruin them.
Yeah.
Like, Keith Lee is treading a fine line.
Granted, I think they were right on sending Keith Lee back.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very apparent over the last several weeks.
Yeah, he is a very good wrestler, but
Keith Lee this week, he had a good week.
Yeah, Keith Lee
got engaged
to Mia Yim.
Mia Yim. Yeah, Mia Yim started wrestling right around this area.
That's awesome.
Started her career, I remember meeting her when she was training with Kaida, and she would come up to the Greencastle and the Blue Ridge Summit Fire Halls. Right outside here, right in Waynesboro and Greencastle, and would train before and after the events there.
Wow.
All the time. Wonderful human being.
Yeah, so congratulations to those two.
Absolutely.
I believe, is Keith Lee? No, he is not. I don't think he is in the men's. So there's going to be 2 Elimination Chamber matches, Raw and SmackDown. Now, the interesting thing with the SmackDown one is whoever wins that match will get to face Roman Reigns later in the night for his title. Why? Who knows? If they're going to lose, because I think it's already been decided who Roman Reigns' opponent will be at WrestleMania, and it's not any one of those 6 people. I think it is the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
I hope so.
I think
I miss me some Brock
if it's
Lesnar. I know a lot of you don't like him. I miss him.
If it's not Lesnar, I think Lesnar shows up the Monday after WrestleMania.
Well, Reigns is apparently he's supposed to make some blockbuster announcement, or he already has. I was literally reading this before we.
I think it was last night.
It was last night
that whoever wins the chamber match will fight him that night for his title.
All right.
Yeah. They haven't announced a women's elimination chamber match, which is unfortunate because they have a lot of really good women's wrestlers.
They do.
I mean,
Bayley.
Put Bayley in there.
What do I say every
Rhea
week?
Ripley. It's the Harvard of women's wrestling.
Yep.
Put Bayley, Rhea Ripley in there. Bring up an NXT girl and put them in there. I don't care. You've got all these incredibly talented women wrestlers, and you're not going to use them. Come on. That's the biggest thing that they have going for them.
I can tell you this now, like Impact and AEW are using their women, and like some of them aren't some of them aren't on the level of the WWE women right yet.
No.
Like, however, they're still getting used in storylines, compelling storylines, to boot. And,
right.
There's like the promotion's making money with them.
Yes.
And Brian Carball here in the chat, WWE needs to be more Attitude Era and less PG era because the culture is more Attitude and less PG. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But I am going to say this. If we went back to the Attitude Era, let me tell you.
Oh, canceled.
Yes, everybody'd be canceled because that's what people do these days. They cancel everyone. Like, everybody'd be getting canceled. Everybody'd be off the air. Like, people would be eating each other alive if we had the Attitude Era back. These kids, these young bucks could not handle the Attitude Era.
No. Also,
LAJ's got something to say here.
Brian Carbar also mentioned in the comments a while up, you guys were talking about Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's been in WWE too long doing his thing.
Yeah.
He mentioned that's what the territories were for.
Right.
That's the way it should be. That's why it was so great back in the day.
Because
those
those guys
one territory and go to the next.
Yeah. And then, that's why give Impact and AEW all the crap you want. And, but those two teaming up, now New Japan, MLW works with New Japan. You're seeing this global territories thing. It's what's best for wrestling.
It is.
Instead of being force-fed these same people over and over and over and over and over again. We get a character. Now, it works every once in a while. Point, Roman Reigns. He comes back in, complete attitude change, and he's the most compelling he's been in years.
Yeah. Amazing what a little time off will do for you.
Right. I mean, he kind of had to take the time off.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't blame him at all for taking time off.
But it helped. Who else could they do this? There's tons of people, I'm sure, that could benefit from this. I'm excited to hopefully see, like with AEW and Impact and New Japan, we'll see people go off these television shows for a little while and go over to New Japan or go over to Impact or go over to AEW. That makes you want to watch the others, but you don't it's changing. There's storylines going on everywhere. it's how it used to be, and that's how it worked well.
Yeah.
You still had the issues of, I don't want to lose my belt, this belt here, that belt there, whatever. But it is what's best for business. And speaking of belts, there's been, I believe it was, I think it was Triple H. I don't want to report that, but someone mentioned this week that there's too many belts and that they're looking at possibly unifying some.
You don't say.
Duh. Yeah. Even if they,
I don't know, it's been something that wrestling fans have complained about every time you break these belts apart.
Yep.
And then, guys.
two tag team championships, too much.
Yeah.
Too much. Intercontinental and United States Championship, too much.
The World Heavyweight Championship, there are going to be only 2.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, we've talked about this before. It's 2 women's championships.
Yeah.
I think the women's championship, if it goes down to 1, the women should be allowed to swap brands. They should,
Oh yeah. I think that I think the heavyweight champion should be back and forth between both brands.
If you're a champion, you should be on both. On both,
like it was when this brand extension first started out in 02.
Right. So what? The world heavyweight champion may be on SmackDown and not on Raw ever. Okay, that's great, but you probably have the Intercontinental belt or the tag team belts on that, and the women's titles on the other show, and then after it, you have the a TV title, exactly, where that champion can go wherever they want, all of the brands. Now, and that is how the women's titles, the women's tag titles, started out.
Yep.
And then they stopped that. Dumb. Those women's titles, those women's tag team titles should be able to be defended on all 3 shows.
I agree.
I don't care if the titles. I don't care if the girls at NXT win it. I don't care if Shotzi Blackheart and
I'll say this:
Ember Moon win them. Guess what? They're still NXT people, and you see them mostly on NXT. But then every once in a while, they make their appearance on Raw or SmackDown and put on a hell of a match, and then that brings viewers to NXT.
I'll say this: I don't think that we need to get rid of any of the NXT titles.
No.
Like the Cruiserweight title and the North American title. The North American title makes the most sense to stay.
Yeah.
Like if they were to get rid of the NXT titles, like you would have, you'd have your World Heavyweight Championship obviously at the top of the place. You'd have the next one down would probably be the Intercontinental Championship, then the North American, then the United States Championship.
Yep.
Tag team titles, women's tag team titles. I can see all those staying, and even then, that would, I think some people are going to say, "Oh, that's still too many titles." I don't believe so, because there's logically you could see a reason for those titles being around.
Right.
Yeah. However, two women's championships, 2 heavyweight championships, 2 tag team championships. It makes no damn sense.
I think it splits your audience. It's like, okay, why? I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get
there's
people.
Still an NXT UK title.
Yeah. And it is held by Walter, who should always. And if I'm correct, Walter had put it in his contract that he will never leave NXT UK.
Oh.
I'm 80% sure that was in his original contract when he signed. He said, "I will not be moved up to any main rosters." Which, I don't blame him, because he's smart, because he knows when he goes to the main roster, he'll get repackaged, and he doesn't need it. The dude, the ring general is it's great. I think
I love that gritty European wrestling.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. I mean, the dude comes out to Dvorak's 4th movement of the New World Symphony. Like,
you're very cultured, aren't you?
The Dvorak's New World Symphony is my favorite symphony.
Okay.
I heard it in college. I listened. We had to study it in college in one of my music appreciation classes. I saw it live, and it's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. The movement he uses is actually where the Jaws theme got its inspiration.
Really?
Yeah. If you listen to the Jaws theme and then listen to that movement of the New World Symphony, you can hear the Jaws theme. You can hear a lot of American music from that symphony. Like it has this very almost there's one of the movements sounds very like a Western film.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the whole in the whole symphony is like 36 minutes. It's super short. It's incredible. It's so good. But enough about that. I'll
All right. Well, I do get some. Speaking of some wrestling news, we're gonna.
Speaking of, that's all we talk about.
I know
here,
that's
Mike.
all we talked about today. But guess what? I know a lot of there's a lot of people that hit me up on a weekly basis, like, hey, when are you gonna bring back another guest? When are you gonna bring back some more wrestlers on the show?
Sure.
We're working on it. I just spoke this week with one Hollywood Bob Starr.
Ooh.
Hollywood Bob Starr. And this is and everybody in the wrestling community knows who Bob Starr is. Bob Starr, he's been a staple around here for years, but an enhancement talent in the WWF and the WCW during the 90s. Has wrestled everybody. Wrestled Eddie Guerrero, wrestled Macho Man Randy Savage, has wrestled literally everyone there is to wrestle.
That's awesome.
And we're going to have him on the show here soon. We were working out. We were coordinating schedules and getting everything worked out. I have spoken to several other independent standouts.
Oh, yeah?
Independent standouts. People that have, people that have been doing stuff on the indies. I've spoken to several people about coming on this show. The next month it's going to be...
Business is going to pick up, is it?
Business is picking up, as JR would say. We're going to have a couple of people on here.
That's awesome. I'm excited to get back to the interviews. And it's kind of something to put the kibosh on those were this damn coronavirus. Here in Washington County, our numbers were over the Christmas break were in the 16-17%. We were the highest in Maryland, so we had to really
we had to cut back, not to mention people weren't willing to come in right now because of the numbers being so high, understandably so.
But, with the vaccine coming out and numbers are slowly going down, we're going to get back to the interviews that you guys liked and the interviews that we enjoy. We really do. We enjoy talking wrestling news and shooting the shit about wrestling, but the interviews are great, too.
Our belt guy, Ed Stilk, we're going to have him back in the studio to talk about history of Baltimore and D.C. wrestling, and that's going to be coming up here in the next few weeks. Very, very informative interview we're going to have with him.
That's going to be fun, and that's going to be cool because I don't know a lot of that, and I want to. I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna know your local history stuff.
I'm gonna try to get Shane Shadows in here.
Oh man,
he's so tough because I know he works. He works weekends, so it's a little tough to get him in. But I'm gonna try to get Shane Shadows in here to talk about history of Hagerstown wrestling.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I know he has a lot of memorabilia and things from over the years of Hagerstown wrestling, especially some of the Armory shows.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah,
and if none of you know this history. The John Rambo Shane Shadows rivalry and feud is one of the best feuds in this area ever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Nobody saw it coming. I remember I was at a bachelor party when that went down and heard about it. I was just like.
It was a Santa Claus where he ran into Santa Claus and beat the crap out of John and unmasked, and it was Shane. It was like, I was there. Me and my dad were there. It was awesome.
Yeah.
That might have been the night of the barbed wire Christmas tree match, an NWL staple wire. Staple of the NWL.
Somebody mentioned Mr. Doodle.
Oh, my dad. Yeah, Mr. Doodle. Who sucks now?
Yeah.
Do you remember that guy? Great gimmick. Hilarious gimmick.
Yeah. Oh man, that was IPE. Am I right?
Yes.
Yep. Dude, IPE had some of the best gimmicks.
Yeah, they did.
They really did.
Yeah, IPE was one of my favorites. That was the promotion that pulled my dad in the back and ran some angles by him.
Yeah, IPE. I genuinely miss working for that promotion.
They were a great promotion. But a lot of those guys are still around, just working ATCW. Chucky and Shorty both run there.
You know who we got to get on the show? I got to call him. He's in Wyoming now. Hijinks.
Oh yeah, I love Hijinks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to place him a call.
Yeah, dude, that'd be great.
Yeah, after this whole thing.
Guys in the chat, put some of your Who do you want to see on the show?
I'm curious.
I want to see some local guys in here, but I want to shoot for the moon. To the moon, baby.
You know who we really like. He's not in the chat today, I don't think. Tony Lowe.
Yeah,
we got to get him in here. We got to get him in the studio.
Deuce.
Yeah, we got to get Deuce in the studio.
Oh my God, his gimmick was.
The Anthony
Odyssey.
It's great.
It's probably my all-time favorite local gimmick.
Maybe I'll hit up Shorty Smalls.
Do you think Shorty would actually come on the show?
Oh, Shorty would come on. Shorty would come on the show.
I'd love to talk to Shorty, man.
Yeah, we get them both down here. Talk about old school wrestling here in the area.
Man.
Why not?
Him and Shorty and Chucky are two of the hardest working, hardest hitting, most brutal guys in a ring. I mean, you believe them when they're in the ring.
Yeah.
You got to respect that. You believe those guys when they're in the ring.
No.
And outside of it, too. They're...
Yeah. They're I know Shorty especially. Shorty is very, very old school.
Yeah.
With his philosophies in the wrestling business, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, it's great for the fans.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Another one we could get on the show. What do you guys think about Casey Carlisle coming on the show? I haven't reached out to her yet.
Right. I haven't seen her, but she's been, she was doing, she's been in the women's wrestling industry for a long time, and she's been hanging with those guys for a long time.
I remember her when she was just a manager.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
She managed Shorty.
Yep.
For a long time. But yeah, I think that's another good one, man.
Yeah, who else could we I'm trying to think of who else we could get on the show. There's got to be some other names. Like, guys, somebody drop some names in the chat. Brian Carball dropped a name there. Bill Bain. We'll have to work on that one.
Yeah.
Trying to think of who else. Yeah, he had that Scientology gimmick.
The Scientology gimmick was awesome. It was great. It was.
Yes, Mike Fox saying big yes to Casey Carlisle being on the show.
Yeah.
We'll have to reach out to her.
Yeah, definitely.
No, but yeah, guys, feel free to drop us a name, please. So send us some
a message, whatever.
Slide into the DMs. Dick Karakoff, Butch Hess. Jesus.
No.
You want to know what? We should bring Butch Hess on the show just so he could retort
everything.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll just have a segment where Butch Hess retorts every single thing.
We need to give him his web redemption.
Oh, he would try to light into me because I've talked shit on him. My dad has talked shit on him. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, poor Butch, man.
Well, we also, you and I, we don't have to talk about it on air, but we've had some run-ins with Mr. Butch Hess.
Oh, really?
We'll talk about it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I need to hear about this.
Well, with Voltage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it might not be best for business right now.
Okay.
But the opportunity is always there.
Yeah, who else can we get? We like. I would love to get. He's like, I know he's not local to the area, but one of these days when shows come back, we'll get Shane Malice down here.
Yeah, definitely.
Shane Malice, that's a talent.
Yeah,
that is a talent that needs to be showcased.
Yeah, my dream for this show, man, is to be able to do, these interviews. Maybe not with WWE guys. Who knows? Maybe we get there someday. That'd be great. But I would love to interview some of these indies guys.
WWE guys.
I know, but like current guy. You know what I mean? Like, I truly believe that we can, if we keep this up, we can build this, and when with your guys' help, watching from all of our platforms, like, share, subscribe. We're on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
Bring Nicholas Tide in here. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll start putting a list together. Reaching out.
But ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are still watching, because I know, we're about to hit our hour here. Yeah. But for those of you who are still watching, please, the best way to support us. Number one, you can purchase the Podcast Pit t-shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com/Mike Ratick. You can also donate to us on PayPal at MikeRatick@gmail.com. Every little bit counts. Every t-shirt goes directly to us and helps us make the Rolls-Royce of Wrestling podcast even better.
Like, share, subscribe. All of our pages at YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We got it all except for a Snapchat and a TikTok. And if we do TikTok, I ain't doing it.
You're not doing it?
No.
No?
Hell no.
There's so much engagement on TikTok.
I know there is, but I don't know how to do it. I'm old. We're old, Mike. No one wants to watch us on TikTok.
There you go. Jimmy Cicero, the wise guy.
Oh,
if I could, let me get some contact with him. Let me get in contact with him and see if we can make that happen, because I'm sure that would be a wonderful interview. Mm-hmm. Tom Brandy, that would be another one to bring on the show.
Definitely.
We're gonna think. I'm putting together a list of names, guys. I'm putting together a list of names this week. We're gonna line up some interviews.
Awesome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. For Rennis Carball, I am Mike Ratick, and we will see you next week. Same podcast time, same podcast channel.
This is the Podcast Pit, brought to you by Ben Media.